Hi, my name is Paige and welcome to my December TBR. So if you are here for my TBR jar, I am not doing it this month. It is the end of the month and I have so much that I need to read that I don't even think I'll be able to fit into December. And I don't want to deal with pulling prompts that will not align with the books that I need to read. So this month is definitely just going to be me telling you about what I'm going to be reading and hoping for the best for these next couple of weeks in the year. So let me update you on last month. In November, it was NaNoWriMo. Today is actually the last day of NaNoWriMo and I have been crushing it. I have met the writing goal every single day and I am about 25,000 words over target. So I haven't had any time to read. Okay, that's a lie. I've had time to read, but my brain has just been consumed with this story that reading books has been very difficult for me. So, of these 4 books that I needed to read last month, I did finish A Little Light Mischief, and it was alright. I didn't really like it that much. It was fine. Did not read Midnight Library, did not read Things We Never Got Over, and I am probably halfway through Shadow of Self. I'm going to try and finish it tonight, but I also want to finish out my story to be about 80,000 words. I still have a few chapters, but like for today in Nano, I want to like hit the 80,000 word mark and be 30,000 over target, which would be awesome. So I don't think I'll finish this today. I'll try and finish it by the weekend. So out of the 4 books I was supposed to read, I read 1.5. I did complete 2 other books. I read Carrie Soto Is Back for a buddy read and it was pretty good. Not my favorite of this universe for Taylor Jenkins Reid, but it was still good, made me cry, like all of her books do. And then for my book club we were reading She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan and I did finish this. I had it on Kindle Unlimited but ended up listening to it through Hoopla while I was doing my bullet journals. So those videos for my December bullet journal and my 2023 bullet journal should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. But speaking of the book club, we are reading a very short book in the month of December. So for Story Continued, we will be reading a Spindle Splintered, I think, by Alix E. Harrow, and I don't own it, so I can't hold it up. So here's a picture of it, and I believe it is a Sleeping Beauty retelling that may or may not be queer. Unsure on that one, but it's about 100 pages, so we figured we'd end the year with a really short book, and I am excited to read that one. I just totally forgot to buy it, so I need to go do that very, very soon. So if you want to join that book club, it is in the description, somewhere in the middle of that. I have a couple of links down there if you want to look around. That being said, since I did not complete my TBR and I did not move a lot of spaces, I think I only get to move 1 space for A Little Light Mischief. Yay. I do need to pull a punishment though for the other books that I did not read. So if I do not complete this punishment in the month of December, we're going to be starting off the new year with having to move backwards on this. So that just flew out of my hand. So we're gonna pull that prompt, see what my punishment might be. These are my moon cards, which are my punishment prompts. And hopefully in January, I do not start the year off on a negative. So I'm going to mix these up. I don't remember what's even on these. It's been so long since I've had to take a punishment that I couldn't tell you. So I'm going to hold them out to you, and I'm just going to stop right here and take this one. And it says that, there we go. I need to finish a book in 1 day. Will it focus on this? There we go. Now it's focused. Finish a book in 1 day. I think I can handle that. Maybe. We'll see. I don't really know. Doesn't mean I need to start a book in 1 day and finish it. Or if I finish this tomorrow, does that count? No, I'll try and find a book that I can finish in an entire setting. But let me just tell you about what I'll be reading in December. So I am very excited that me, my friend Randy Lynn, and my friend Serena are going to be teaming up to kind of do a Vlogmas sort of deal. So we have picked 4 books that we are going to be reading over the course of December, 1 book every single week, and we are going to be putting out those vlogs on Sundays. So every single Sunday of up until Christmas, which I believe is on a Sunday, we will be posting a vlog featuring one of these books. So I don't have any of them with me. Let me see if I can remember what we picked. So for our first week of Vlogmas, we will be reading Randy Lynn's choice, which was The Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. And this says, darkness blooms in best-selling author Kaylin Bayron's new contemporary fantasy about a girl with a unique and deadly power. Breesius has a gift. She can grow plants from tiny seeds to rich blooms with a single touch. When Bree's aunt dies and wills her a dilapidated estate in rural New York, Bree and her parents decide to leave Brooklyn behind for the summer. Hopefully there, surrounded by plants and flowers, Bree will finally learn to control her gift. But their new home is sinister in ways they could never have imagined. It comes with a specific set of instructions, an old-school apothecary, and a walled garden filled with the deadliest botanicals in the world that can only be entered by those who share Bree's unique family lineage. When strangers begin to arrive on their doorstep asking for tinctures and elixirs, Bree learns she has a surprising talent for creating them. One of the visitors is Marie, a mysterious young woman who Bree befriends, only to find that Marie is keeping dark secrets about the history of the estate and its surrounding community. There is more to Bree's sudden inheritance than she could have imagined, and she is determined to uncover it, until a nefarious group comes after her in search of a rare and dangerous immortality elixir. Up against a centuries-old curse and the deadliest plant on earth, Bree must harness her gift to protect herself and her family. So, I definitely have not read that description at all before. I had no clue what this was about. Randy Lynn said she wanted to read it and I said add to cart, let's go. So it sounds like spooky witchy kind of stuff and I am excited for that one. But I can't tell you who is up next. I think I am the second week, which I decided to pick Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire, and this is the third in the Wayward Children series. We read book 1 and book 2 with the book club in October, and when I saw the synopsis for book 3 I was really intrigued because it is about I don't know, I think our character shows up somewhere, I don't know if it's in her world or if it's at the school, and realize that she is the child of a character who died before she was even conceived. So in order to make sure that she becomes a reality, she has to bring her parent back to life so that she can then be conceived. I thought it was such a weird and interesting plot that I really wanted to read it for this Vlogmas experience. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. I feel like it will just be a wild ride. So I'm excited to read that one. And then Serena decided to go with Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This one says, orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger and enlists the help of the surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. However, Signa's best chance to uncover the murderer is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. So I definitely didn't read the description of that one either before we picked these books, but we all got to pick our own book. We didn't vote on anything except for our third book. So did I say third? I meant fourth book. So for our fourth book, we will be reading Little Woman. And this was my suggestion for a holiday read because we wanted to do at least one holiday themed book or something that had a holiday scene in it. And every list that I found had Little Woman listed as a holiday book. And it is also one of the books that I need to read by the end of the year because it's been on my 2020 These Books Will Deconstruct list. So it's kind of a mixed bag of what we're picking. We all just kind of put in our own want into this so that we at least have one book in the month that we really enjoy. I probably wouldn't have picked their books, but they do sound really interested and I'm excited to see how they go because they are both so excited about their reads. I'm excited about my read. I am excited about their reads too. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna feel about them, you know? So it's gonna be fun to experience them with friends and then also read Little Woman, even though we're all a little bit scared about that one. We're just not sure how to feel about a classic, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So if you would like to stick around and see all of our vlogs that we put out, we're all gonna be trying to do our own Christmassy themed, winter holiday themed vlogs every single week, and those will be going out on Sunday. So make sure you subscribe to me, Randy Lynn, and Serena. I will have them linked in the description as well, and you can join us on Discord and talk to us there if you want to read along with us. That would be great. But I'm gonna move on to the other books that I'm reading in the month. So one thing I definitely do need to read, and I've been saying it for months, but I need to finish Ravensong by TJ Klune, because I have been annotating both Wolfsong and Ravensong so that I can send them to Serena. We were supposed to do this like at the beginning of the year, and I am slow with picking up books. So I'm also really trying to take my time and really annotate this book for her and write the things that I love, write her little notes and stuff. So Serena, you will get this for Christmas. I am saying it now. I will be sending these books to you by Christmas. Okay? Okay, they're coming. So this is definitely going to be a priority in the next couple of weeks, along with the other books that I'm reading with Serena and Randy Lynn. But I also started a video series, two-part series this year, where I was reading friend recommendations, and I still have about 6 books for the second part of the video. There are 2 that I might not read. I'm gonna be completely honest, just because I don't really want to. One of the authors I've kind of heard some crappy things about, but let me just tell you what they are. So for the ones that are still coming in the mail, I have Dark Matter. That is by Blake Crouch, I believe. So this will be my first Blake Crouch, and I feel like I've heard from, I think it was Books and Lala, that the first one that you read is the one that you end up liking the most of his 3 books that he has. The red one, the yellow one, and the blue one. I don't know the names of them. So I'm very excited to read that one. And I'm also waiting to get Real by Kennedy Ryan in the mail, and this was recommended by Catherine Zofrey, and I know that she is not going to steer me wrong on that one, and it's romance. I'm so excited to read it. So those are 2 that I'm for sure going to be reading, and then I have 4 right here. 2 of them I think I'll try and read in the month. 2 of them I'm not quite sure of. So the one I'm gonna really try will be Crescent City, because I just want to be able to know what everyone's talking about. I feel like I've made my way over to Crescent City TikTok and have no idea what's going on over there sometimes. So I would just like to start this one and then buy the second book, because I think the second book is beautiful. I just love the cover of it. So I'd like to own that and have it on my shelf. But she's a chunker. I do think I have the audiobook on Audible, and I've had it for a while, maybe, possibly. I could be lying about that, but I would like to finish this one out this year. And I want to read Circe. So this is by Madeline Miller. I read Song of Achilles maybe this year, could have been last year, don't really remember, and everyone says that this one is just so great. I have a friend who read this when we were teaching. She was part of a little book club, and she really liked it and keeps telling me to read it. So I think I'll go for this one for the 4th book in that. And that just leaves 2 books. And I just don't think I'll be able to fit them in the month, and I'm also not the most excited about them, I won't lie. So I was recommended A Million Little Pieces, and I heard that James Frey like made up some of this, that he wasn't completely honest, like fabricated some parts of it, or maybe even like took parts of somebody else's story and put them in his. I don't for sure know what it was. I just remember seeing a video and reading something about how it wasn't the most honest portrayal of whatever happens in this book. So that's a reason why I don't really want to read this one. So let me know if you know about that and if it's true, because I might just get rid of this. And then we have The Knife of Never Letting Go. This was recommended by Rana. And me and Rana don't have the same similar reading taste. I know that, she knows that, and I'm just worried that I'm not going to like this, because I have a weird history with Patrick Ness. I gave one of the first books, or I think it was the first and only book I have read by Patrick Ness, I gave it like 1 star. I think it was called More Than This, and I hated it so much. I hated that book. I like still get angry about that book. But anyway, I also tried to read The Rest of Us Just Live Here, and I was in a weird reading mood that day, so I don't know if it was the book's fault or if it was a Patrick Ness writing style fault, but I DNF'd it within a couple of pages. I did not like it very much, and the only other book I have on my shelves is A Monster Calls. And then we have this one, which is gigantic. I have no idea what it's about. I did get it on sale though for $6, so I feel like if I don't read it and put it in a little for your library. I won't feel so bad, but let me know if I should read this for that video, if you would like to see me read this for this video. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it will be the least of my priorities, so don't hold your breath for it being in there. If it is in that video, I deserve an award. So I really think that all the books that I showed are going to be the ones that I will be trying to read in December. There are a few more that are maybes because they are in my 2020 These Books Can Deconstruct list. Okay, so it's been 2 years and I have still not read them, but there are a reason for a couple of them that I feel like I should still be allowed to keep them. Okay, so for the first one, it's all the way across my room. I'm not gonna go get that, but it's Slaughterhouse-Five. I feel like technically this is the classic, and for me personally, I have just told myself that if it's a classic, I can keep it on my shelf and I can read it whenever, because you have your whole life to read classics, right? I mean, you have your whole life to read any book, but I just feel like classics are some that you don't need to rush. You don't need to like put a timeline on. They will be there, they will continue to be classics. People will continue to talk about them and you're like not really missing out, you know? So I don't get as much FOMO with classics. So I will also say with Sense and Sensibility, like I'm not going to get rid of this book. I might get rid of this copy because I don't really like it that much, to be completely honest. I want a very pretty version of Jane Austen books. So I do really want to read this though. I do. I really want to read more Jane Austen. So out of all of these ones I'm talking about right now, this is more likely to end up on the list than like the Patrick Ness book. Let's be completely real. Anyway, the last two books, I have a reasoning for why I haven't read them yet. We have The Switch by Beth O'Leary and we have The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan. And I am a highly emotional person. I am highly sensitive and I am still not doing well after my grandma died. She died almost 2 years ago and I am still crying all the time, you know? So I don't know if I want to emotionally damage myself with books like these. I know that they're going to be beautiful and I know that it's going to make me ugly cry at some parts, even if they are like happy-go-lucky books, which I don't think that they are. This one might be a little bit. I just know that any mention of a grandmother or mother like figure is going to make me sob uncontrollably. So I have a video idea for these books and this guy and this guy and this one. And I think you might be able to know, if you know anything about any of these, that they are just emotional sad books that I think I'm gonna put in a video titled Reading Books That Scare the Shit Out of Me. And I will attempt to read them then when I am ready to mentally sabotage myself. No, but I do want to make that video. I just feel like I need to be in a place where I'm not quite as heartbroken still, you know? So that's why a lot of those 2020 deconstruct books have been on there. They're either classics or they're books that I'm just not ready to delve into that emotional depth again. Maybe I just need to like push myself to read them. I'm pretty sure I will enjoy all of them. So it's just a matter of getting myself out of that mental fear. So anyway, I guess these are just a little snippet of some of the books I may or may not be reading in December. I am not going to push myself. I am going to read what I can when I can. I am becoming a substitute teacher in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna see how that goes. Then it'll be the holidays and I'm not really sure how much family stuff I'll be doing, so I don't know how much time I'll have. I'm also trying to edit and finish out that fan fiction that I'm writing for Nano so I can post it. So there's a lot going on. We will see what I'm going to read, but I would love to chat with you about books. And I already mentioned that Discord is in the description, but if you also want to find my Instagram down there, you can chat with me over there. I will respond back to pretty much any messages, except for if you're trying to sell me things, then I won't respond back to those. But I'm excited to start a little version of Vlogmas. I'm going to be putting out as many videos as I can. I'm not going to be doing daily vlogs at all, daily videos at all, because I don't think I can edit that often and film that often, but I'm going to be trying to put out as many videos as I can in the month of December, and I would love it if you would stick around for those. But I will see you in my next video, which should be out in the next couple of days. So I will see you in that one. All right, goodbye.